try at least help and steer you back on the right path, or a path that's more righteous for yourself and so forth.
Yeah. So there's no wrong there.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm like, if this brother comes to me and tells me he's non-binary, yeah.
I think I'd laugh just saying it myself, bro. I think
That's what I'm saying, bro.
You're creasing in your
what
face.
has happened to you in your life?
I'm not even getting rid of you.
Bro? What has happened?
Not getting rid of you. I know what's happened. And I'm going to bully you back into normality.
And that's how it fucking should be. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever let me go there. Never.
Back into normality.
Man said you're getting tortured. Yeah, I must waterboard this man.
Non who? What do you mean? This is about positive bullying. Yeah, bullying is not always negative. Sometimes
your whole family would do that to you, though.
100%.
Every single one of them would do that to you. That couldn't even run, fam.
Yeah, 100%. We're just gonna laugh you out.
You would just have to leave the country
to be taken seriously.
Yeah, you'd have to leave.
Anytime you think, and they're just gonna continue on. That's what you're getting.
The man wouldn't give a care. They'll be like, you're lying.
Like, yeah, whatever, man. You know, it was like, shut your noise.
Finish your talking.
Shut your noise, man. That's it. That's all you're hearing.
Yeah.
Continue as you continue for the past however long,
isn't it?
How do you think people get there, though?
Get to what?
What are we talking about?
Non-binary. Like no man's land areas, or like the blending of identities with genders and so forth.
Either just overconsumption of like social media and whatever's being pushed. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you're influenced massively, and then your friend circle, etc. Or I guess you're isolated to a degree. Maybe you don't like what you see that's happening and such. But I see that there's many different routes you can probably get to it. Mm-hmm. But I feel like there's always other things that will prevent you from getting to it, because if you have a rationalizing mind as opposed to just thinking, you've got a mind that reasons. It's completely different. Mm-hmm. So I feel like I have a mind that reasons more, so I'd never get to there. Someone who's maybe just thinking, they could possibly get there. Someone who just does is just speak, innit? Whatever they see, whatever they consume, they would just do.
Can you break down the differences? Because some people are going to hear that, yeah, and go, thinking and reasoning, same thing. What do you mean, bro? So like, explain what the difference between thinking, reasoning, and then obviously doing. Because that's going to go over a few people's heads.
Well, thinking is a literal thing, is what you do. You think about something, don't you?
Yeah.
I think this is this. I think this is this. Reasoning is, I think this is this because these attributes apply to it this way, and it could be affected this way, but also these attributes apply to it, and there's negative effects from these attributes. And there's also that part as well, and these are the positive and these are the negative. So you think about it in a more rounded scope as opposed to just thinking about what it is.
Okay.
So that's the difference between thinking and reasoning. Okay. So I say my mind reasons, and I'll have all the different things that will come down, like how it's going to affect, what the outcome could be, the people around me, just how I carry myself, etc. Where some of the things like, oh, that sounds good. I think I'll do that. And then I'll go with it.
Impulsive people.
Right, exactly, 100%. So that's the difference between thinking and reasoning to me.
Cool. Yeah. Making sense. Okay, cool. Yeah, I hear it still. So yeah, you think because of the ability to reason, that's where you would never be able to fall down that route. Whereas for other people who they don't. So what about for them people that like they think they're reasoning with themselves. They think, oh, because of their idea is like, well, because society has said, you know, this is acceptable and this is okay. And because, you know, I'm a person who has free will and gets to make my own decisions. That means that I can then do this and do that and and identify as whatever I want because, so in their head, they've reasoned.
Have they really reasoned though? Because it depends how society, what they're viewing as what society says, and have they looked at why society said it, the pros and the cons of it properly, really and truly, and then thought about other people who've applied it to their life and seen that consequence and outcome, and then tried to apply it to theirs and seen the consequences and outcomes, and just how their shift and how their mind, their dynamic shifts once they then apply those attributes to themselves, and how everything then becomes obscure or becomes a bit broader to them. It really does depend on the individual themselves. So I'm saying they're not actually reasoning. Do you know what I'm saying? They're not actually looking at the whole full scope of things. They're just like, society says this, I don't want to be with society. This seems better, so I'm going to do what I want and be cool and have stuff and That's the kind of straight thing it is. That's why you can show like even sometimes something very menial, nothing to this degree, but I can be with the missus and she'll see something on Instagram or TikTok. So, oh, why don't you get that for me? Straight like that. I'm like, you haven't reasoned properly. You haven't thought about the process of how you're going to get that, why you're going to get that. When you get that, how you're going to feel. Is it going to satisfy the whole, if there's a feeling that you're wanting?
And you don't even know if that thing's even good.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So they haven't actually reasoned. They just think, oh, that's good. Someone else has done it, so it must be all right. That's saying it's okay, so it must be all right. So they're just thinking as opposed to reasoning. And yeah, and that's why I think there's different levels to different